Okay, again, this is a little bit strange, but once more I am re-recording information here in Prague several months later. This is something that you have to understand before you see the next clip. From the previous clip that you just saw, I decided to try to make it to the next village, just see what happens then. I got up, put on my pack, took a few steps, and really could do very little more than that. Each step was so painful that I really was almost incapable of walking. You know, moving up from that square there, it was still uphill. At this point, I wouldn't even say uphill. Like, if I was looking at it now, I wouldn't say it was uphill. It was just on a slight incline, you know. But moving upwards in any direction like that, my knees were in such a bad state that I could do little more than just take baby steps. And it took me, 4 or 5 minutes to get past, a block, basically. It was all I could do to not attract the attention of everyone around me, because already I have, this pack, this rather saucy-looking hat, musketeer adventurer hat, that kind of attracts attention. And then, if people see this and see me limping along with a look of agony on my face, what kind of reaction is that going to get? Someone's going to, put me in a straitjacket, which might be well deserved. But anyway, that's not what I wanted at the time. I had thought that I would skip lunch, forego lunch, for the sake of the goal of just keeping on forward. But I realized, no, I came around the corner, I saw the road going out of the village and straight on ahead into the horizon. And it was constantly on this, incline, just up, 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 up. Oh, man. I see pictures now that just shows this slightest incline or decline. And looking at it now, it means nothing to me, but I remember taking that picture and just looking at that slight slant of the road and thinking, oh God, I don't know if I can do that. No, it's amazing. It's amazing how a little bit of pain can change your perspective on anything. I knew I wasn't going anywhere, so I needed to stop for lunch. I decided to take my hour rest. I went into this restaurant, very carefully, walked past these tables full of seniors, just hobnobbing over their beer, sat down, ordered a grilled chicken with French fries, a big beer that was all excellent. I was just trying to, to stretch and to figure out what the heck I was going to do. 1 second. Because, the main thing, one of the main things that was really pushing my hand was that I could not spend another night outside at this point. This is not because my will had gone out of the trip, which was also true. I did not want to, but even if I had wanted to spend another night outside, my rain layer had been compromised, Outside I was completely soaked, but my t-shirt, my long sleeve shirt, my sweater was damp. My sweater takes days to dry out in room temperature, If any of you have ever slept in a slightly damp t-shirt and woken up shivering and freezing, then you know it was an absolute impossibility at this point to spend another night just lying for 10 hours outside in this kind of weather. I had a fairly good sense that it was going to continue raining, that it was only going to get colder. No, if I was going to make it, I have to make it today. But that just wasn't possible. Maybe if the next village was my goal, and I still had more than half the day, for 7-8 kilometers, maybe. But I still had to go, what was it? almost 30, which I hadn't done any given day. So by the time I stood up, I had basically decided that it wasn't going to be possible to make it. But that I was going to continue walking, that I was going to, walk out the day. And also the guy that interrupted the previous message, I had asked him, for directions early on, and he had apparently gone to an information service somewhere, gotten me a number for transit information, and brought it to me, which was very kind of him. He said, it's better to walk, it's not that far to Český Krumlov, but if that doesn't work, you can always hitchhike, okay, so I just decided I'm going to keep putting one foot in front of the other, see how far I can get today, and then probably throw in the towel when I have to and hitchhike. I got up very, very slowly, and very, very carefully put on my pack. And suddenly I hear something that I realized had been repeated 2 or 3 times over to my right, and it's this table of seniors who are trying to get my attention and, asking me where I'm going. It's important to note, this was in 5 days, 5 full days, this was the first human contact I had that was unsolicited, that I hadn't started. They wanted to get my attention. So I, answered their questions where I was going. They asked me some more questions. I asked them questions. I really enjoyed talking with them. I don't have the opportunity to speak with people of the older Czech generation very often. And so, even before I told them anything about the pain in my knee, maybe they had seen me struggling to put my pack on, I don't know. But before I said anything about this, one of them said, walking to Český Krumlov, well that's crazy, After you get past this village, you just see everything just goes up and down and up and down and up and down. I cannot describe to you the feeling in my legs, just hearing the words up and down and up and down. Oh my gosh. And that was exactly the information that I needed to know about the condition of the road after this village. And so this leads directly to the next clip. Now you're ready to watch it.